81869 is the text. Email Nihal at bbc.co.uk and tell us what you think. Sukhvinder Kaur has pancreatic cancer and was diagnosed at 17 and joins me now. Sukhi, good morning to you.
Good morning, Nihal.
Now, you've controlled your cancer through your diet, is that right?
Well, I think I have, yes, and my doctors are very reluctant to admit that. But
Okay.
In my oncologist's own words, he does actually say, he goes, well, luck is on your side, isn't it? Because unfortunately, no form of chemotherapy, radiotherapy worked in the way that I just found, making simple dietary changes has.
Right. So what kind of diet are you on?
But I'm not on a diet that's any different to what anyone else is. I'm a young mother of two. The only sort of dietary changes I made was I eat everything as I normally do. I eat my curries, I eat my English food. I just make sure I do not buy non-organic produce. I drink raw milk as opposed to supermarket milk, and my children also drink that. So, there's a big movement starting, and like I said, it's not something that healthcare professionals ever discussed with me. And I just want to share with you an example of how, like I said, your previous callers have given fantastic examples. It's a case-by-case thing. I can only discuss with you what I've personally experienced.
Of course.
So when I was pregnant with my first child, I knew nothing about, I would go for the cheapest vegetables, the fruits that was on offer, everything was offers. And I didn't really have a strict diet, or if anything, I probably ate very, very unhealthily through my first pregnancy. And when I was 8 months pregnant, they found that my cancer had spread to my liver. And I was actually given a very short amount of time to live after I'd had my first child. And 80% of my liver had been taken out with cancer. So they were able to successfully operate and resect a lot of that, but I was on a very short time frame again. And then I then came across this Facebook page called Khalsa Ethics, and on there they were discussing about, organic over non-organic food, raw milk, supermarket milk, all the crap that goes into milk nowadays. I mean, if you think about buying an 89p bottle of 6 litres of milk, if they're selling it for 89p, for example, what is in that milk that they could possibly be making a profit out of? So one of the first changes I made was I started introducing raw milk into my diet, which is delicious, by the way. Then I started buying, instead of buying...
Well, they would argue, of course, that there is no evidence that supermarket milk harms you in any way, shape or form, other than the fat content. Or if indeed if you're lactose intolerant. I mean, it is important to say that there are millions of people who drink supermarket milk every single day.
Of course there is, but again, I can only go on my experiences with it, and I could never drink supermarket milk because I'd have very severe intolerance to that.
Yeah.
But when I started drinking raw, I mean, this is a very personal thing. When I started drinking that, it tasted much better. I give it to my children. And then I got pregnant again a couple of years later. And by then I was very, very much no fruit or vegetable came into my house that wasn't organic. All my masala, everything that I cook in, I always make sure it's ethically and organically sourced. GMOs, even soya. Soya has to be one of the, most, genetically modified things that you're eating at the moment. And if you can just do simple researches on this, I make sure any soya products that come into my house are GMO and MSG free. So the simple things like this, eliminating them from your diet. When I had my second child, my doctors warned me, and they were actually very angry with me for getting pregnant again, because they did not link it to diet. They were just saying the pregnancy hormones cause your cancer to spread. And the same thing will happen this time round. Why have you gotten pregnant again? And I was so convinced that dietary changes and dietary lifestyle I did a self-experiment, and the result is before you. I had my child perfectly healthy. He went to full term, and no cancer actually increased from the scan I had before my pregnancy to the scan I had after my pregnancy. If anything, it showed a 0.75% reduction. So again, I can only go by my personal experiences, and I can say based on my lifestyle changes and I would encourage all people here to research and look into where your fruit and veg is coming from, where your dairy products are coming from. Khalsa Ethics is a fantastic resource. Please check out their Facebook page. It's information-based. It gives you fantastic resources, where your seeds are coming from. If you look at Asians alone, we look in the last 20 years, I remember cancer was unheard of in the Asian community. Now I'm seeing 3-year-old children getting diagnosed. It's so common nowadays. And the only thing that I can contribute it to is our diet. And this mentality of wanting to buy everything on offers, everything cheap.
Well, what about karma?
I'm not saying there's anything wrong. Oh, karma, of course. I mean, going back to I can't remember the gentleman's name, but he made a fantastic point that, if you are going to eat and you are going to drink and you're not going to consider your lifestyle changes, then you have to be prepared to deal with the karma of that. If you're going to fill your body with rubbish things, rubbish products, and you're not going to take care of yourself, be prepared for the karma of that, which is diseases, ill health. I mean, now karma is happening every single day. Yes, I do believe firmly that you do have karma that comes with you from previous lives, but I also believe that you have the power today to change your karma and make positive decisions in your life and your health style choices to ensure that yourself and your children are making the right decisions to bring positive karma into your life as well.
Okay, thank you, Sukhi, for that.